Alright, this is going to be a quick one. All I'm going to say is the wealth transferring is happening now. I don't know if this video will be up for very long, to be honest. I may take it down because certain things are happening. You guys could see the video I uploaded, I think it was 1 day ago or maybe even 2. Bitcoin dominance was at 63%. I said we were waiting for a closure underneath a low like this, let's say. And we still have 2 days and 5 hours. I do believe this will probably sit or fall a little bit more. Once this candle closures, we're going to easily see 54% dominance around that for Bitcoin to start falling. And this is not like regular cycles, because these cycles that were happening, because I see a lot of people are saying, oh, this guy's just learning about Bitcoin cycles or whatever. And I wish it was the case, because you know what? Then it wouldn't make things so complicated. But unfortunately, it is complicated. And this will get a candle closure underneath it. And once that happens within the next week, we get a big drop, 15%. Everybody's going to be shitting their pants. Holy shit. Why is this happening? I'm going to be right. You know, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm just going to say I'm going to be right. And I know it's weird to say, especially when we're at all-time highs. And once that happens, once the whales get out here, once the liquidity gets out here, that's why it's a major indecision candle. But once all this exit liquidity is taking place, they're going to start dumping the price. It's going to get back underneath here. Oh my God. And it's going to run down to 65,000. And the reason I said, oh my God, is because I'm going to be a little sick when everybody buys this dip. When everybody buys this dip at 65,000, I'm going to be sick to my stomach, honestly, because everybody's going to get trapped. But whatever. Nobody wants to listen. So as you can see, the Bitcoin price is still holding up pretty strong. It's sitting above here. Everybody's happy after, what was that, like 17% move. But as you can see, the dominance chart is falling super strong. And if you notice, back in, let's say, December of 2020 was the last time it was at this point, the dominance chart. December of 2020, Bitcoin dominance made a high after sweeping out this high. Bitcoin dominance was still rallying here, still rallying. This is where they were suckering retail. That's why, look, this was the last week where it actually stopped rallying. Then it started taking dips. Then it started pumped up a little bit, made everybody happy from here to here. It started chopping, and then it sold off. And the reason this is unlike the other cycles is because the other cycles that happened, let's say from December of 2022, all happened while Bitcoin dominance was at its low. So it had all of this room allowed up until here, up until where we're at right now. So it had all this room to do its cycles, what everybody's talking about, whatever it wants to do, up until now. That's why we're living in the greatest wealth transfer in human history right now. But people don't want to see it. People think that this is just another plain cycle, and it's not. This, once Bitcoin dominance starts to drop heavy, because right now this is not a crazy drop, 5%. I'm talking once it really drops 15, 20%, then you're going to start to see the Bitcoin price drop, but then it's going to be too late. You know, if you're still in it, it's going to be too late. You want to get out now, basically. You want to get out at the top, right? You want to make money? Also, I know some people are asking me, oh, well, what do you think about XRP's price or certain things like that? And, you know, I don't like to get into that, but maybe I will. All right, well, here's XRP. Let me pull up XRP dominance and the USD chart. Here's XRP, and personally, I do enjoy it. I'd rather not say that I like it, but I'm not going to just sit here and lie, because I don't want people to hold that bias against my videos or whatever. If I say, well, I think XRP is going up, that's why I like it. I'm just going to say what the chart says. I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as possible. So this is the 3 monthly chart for the dominance chart. And as you could see, and this is super, super saucy. Super saucy. I don't know how much detail I want to explain about this, but I will just say this. Look at this low of Friday, whatever, January 2021. And then it sweeps in April of 2024. But if you didn't know the pump was coming, this pump here, after sweeping out this low, on this chart here, you have damn near no idea. Because what does this look like? It looks like nothing was swept, nothing happened. But on the dominance chart, it was swept. So regarding the XRP price and what I think XRP is going to, it all depends upon the dominance chart, in my opinion. I'm not looking at the chart for XRP. The price is relative to the dominance. And we could probably see the XRP price and the XRP dominance chart go up as the Bitcoin chart goes down. I'm anticipating 12%. I don't know what that could translate to on here. This is about 130% gain for XRP price. I have no idea what that could go to, but if I do plan on taking a partial, it would be at this high. And then after that, let me just do some calculation. So I have 28% and I also have 62%. 62% is the best case scenario, of course, since we're only at 5% of dominance. But my first partial would be here. Second would be probably around 28%. And then once full adoption comes in, it wouldn't be surprising if XRP is 60% of the dominance on the entire crypto, in my opinion. I know that's surprising for many people, but I don't see why that would happen if it really has global adoption and the Swift liquidity. It's very possible, especially when Bitcoin dominance is falling. As XRP's dominance is rising, Bitcoin dominance is falling. Now, I do believe this was the worst of it here. We could very easily see price discovery quickly. And yeah, you had to wait some months around here, but you could very easily see price discovery come very quickly if we get this strong candle closure. Anyway, I didn't want to talk about XRP exactly, but that's my take. If anybody has any questions about the transfer of wealth or whatever you guys think about it, if you guys think my thesis is wrong, that's okay. Just tell me what you think is wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching.